Hello and welcome back to Christine's Coloring, where today we moved the camera a little bit, so hopefully y'all will be able to see better while we're coloring. And of course we're going to work on this lovely lady today. And since we've already determined that the Derwent Lightfast and the Caran Luminance are pretty comparable in their abilities, we're going to just go ahead and start doing some coloring. I need to finish her up. She's looking really pretty, I think. I think what we'll do is we'll do some more leaves. And we're not going to finish her up in this session because, trust me, that'd take me a couple hours. And you guys would probably get bored because I'd be quiet. But let's do the flower. I'm trying to think here because I don't have colors for the middle of the flower that I need to choose. I could compromise. There's some colors sitting over here. All right, so let me go pick out a couple colors here. Let's do yellow ochre and apricot. That sounds good. Thank goodness for that. All right, so we'll use yellow ochre and apricot for the middle of the flower. We're not going to do the bee. And then those will be, these are Derwent Lightfast pencils that we're using on that one. And then for a couple of the leaves, we will have Caran Spring Green 470. And then we will have Caran Grass Green 220. And then Caran Dark Sap Green 739. And then for the flower itself, I'm going to try to do something a little different. I'm going to experiment and hopefully not ruin her. We're going to do the Caran Buff Titanium 801. And then we are going to do Caran Ultramarine, whatever. Pink 083. Take me hours to figure that one out. And then last but not least, Caran Purplish Red, number 350. All the Caran are luminance, and all the Derwents are Lightfast, of course. But later on, I'm going to start incorporating some other Derwents. Maybe even some other Caran too. We'll see. But like for the strawberry, I found this great combo here. Actually, it's a quad bow. I don't know. 4 pencils. 3 of the Derwent Chroma Flows. Naturally, one's called Strawberry, number 06. And then the other one will be Scarlet 05. Blush Pink 08. And then from the Color Soft collection, we're going to use Peach C560 for the lightest color on the strawberries. And of course, we are not going to do it on every strawberry. Like that one's not going to be as detailed as like that one and that one. And maybe even that one. Because these guys are small. So they probably won't be as detailed. And then it's hard to move this around and not drop your pencils. Anyway, we'll do some Derwent Lightfast on the berries of Blue Violet and Mid Ultramarine, because the Blue Violet's kind of a purplish color, and I figured the light tone could be the Mid Ultramarine. We're going to see how that works out. And then also too, sometime this week, I will get into seeing what colors I want to make the bee and the butterfly. I want to use some references for the butterfly to try to make him look a little realistic this time. So, all right, let's get started on this here flower. And we'll go in here with the yellow ochre and kind of fill that in. And sometimes I get messy with flowers, so because the details are so small. But I'll tell you what, this new light has really helped me a lot. It really has come in handy. All right. These little things, though, are going to drive me nuts coloring around. What I may do is for the little stems on them, I may color over it and then just go back through it with like black or brown or something. I don't know yet. Why we've got to make flowers so complicated, I have no idea. All right, so now we got some yellow ochre in here. Let's bring in the apricot. What's funny is it really doesn't look like an apricot. It just looks like a darker, like a between yellow and between brown color. And usually when I think of apricot, I think of a peachy color. Not quite a super peach color, but like a dark peach color. And I wouldn't really consider this a dark peach. It's almost like the same as the orange. The dark orange in that collection. I'm not sure. It just doesn't remind me of apricot. Maybe it reminds you guys of apricot. Let me know in the comments if you think it reminds you of an apricot color. I'm just going to put little stripes of apricot in here and there. Just kind of make it look more, I guess, 3D, you want to call it. Kind of bring it out to light a little bit. All right, I'm going to go backwards on this because I'm really not sure how that buff titanium is going to turn out. It's basically a white color, so I'm not real confident in myself on that one. Let me find something to block the rest of these pencils with. There. All right, so we're going to start with the purplish red of the Caran dashes, and everywhere where it's basically dark, I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. Even here. Although that I'm going to go right back over in a little bit with the other colors. The other pink color. Whichever one that one was. Once I get going, it's like I forget the names of everything. It's kind of like when I was working on cars when I was younger. I knew what I was doing, but if you asked me the name of the part, I'd be like, I don't know. That doohickey. That's exactly what I called it. It's that doohickey. Okay. Now, I'm not going to completely follow the grayscale on this because I don't want really a singular colored pencil. Oh, by the way, it's attached to the desk now, but I got my new Derwent sharpener. I'm so happy. Almost cried there. Look at that beautiful point. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. Did not realize this pink one needed a good sharpen. There we go. Look at that beautiful point. Oh, I miss the Derwent, I'm sorry, the doll sharpener so bad. Okay. I mean, I don't want it to be like the normal two tones like I did down here. But I do kind of want to add some depth and dimension to it. And give it a couple of colors, because that buff titanium is gonna be white. Really, really light. So what I'm hoping will happen is that it'll drag some of this pink in there and make it really stand out. I'm hoping, guys. We'll see what happens. There we go. Of course, I'll put a couple layers of each on. All right. Moment of truth. Let's sharpen it first. You can tell I'm stalling. Not sure how this is going to turn out, but hey, we're experimenting together. Ta-da! All right. The nice thing with the buff titanium, though, is if I accidentally get some in the yellow ochre, it's not really going to change it that much. Okay, so yeah, it's really not going to show up that well on the camera. I can barely see anything in person. But I think with a couple of layers of pulling in the pink, it is going to look nice. I'm feeling better about this decision now, guys. Slightly. All right, I'll bring back this purplish red. Now what I might do here, yeah, I'm definitely going to do, is pull out my favorite polychromos and make this purplish red just a little bit darker to kind of like define the shape. There. Oh, come here, purplish red, because that looks a little too black. I love that polychromos black, though. There we go. That gives it a little bit of definition, so you can kind of see where the line ends. I might have to do it a little bit up here, too. We'll decide. I definitely need to do it over here. All right, let's go ahead and... Oh, I love this. That one really didn't need that much sharpening. I thought it needed more than that. Okay. And I go pretty slow, so as not to go too much outside of the lines. I want to go like just right on the edge of the line. On the outside and on the side, inside here where the leaf folds over, I definitely want to keep on the inside. There we go. And very light touch too, because I want to make sure that it looks more pink than black. And a lot of people use grays. And I do too on some things, I really do. But I find myself more often than not using the black just because it's handy. That's the whole reason. It's handy. It's right there. I can pick it up. I don't have to get up and go choose some grays to go with the colors that I'm using. Alrighty. Then back to our Pink 83. That's what we're going to name it. I think I'm just going to do some flicking on the inside of the flower. Yeah, and don't forget, especially with these wax pencils, do not forget to turn your pencil often to keep your point. See my point? Ha ha ha. Anyway. There we go. And hopefully this will look a lot neater after a few layers. It's not bad, but hopefully it'll look better. And there goes Buff Titanium taking a trip across the desk. Like, hey, how's it going, friends? Okay. It's not looking bad. I think I'm done with the darkest color. For now, I'm going to put it up. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth between the pink and the Buff Titanium until I see an end. I think it looks fairly good. I kind of like it. I might use some of the purplish red in the middle again, because I do really want to distinguish it from the other two colors, or at least the other pink. Let's see here. There we go. And get down in here. There we go. Really fill in the tooth of the paper. Okay, come here. Purplish red. There we go. And then where is apricot? There it is. Let's see if it's sharp enough. I want a super fine point on it. There we go. Nice. Look at that beautiful point. Oh, yeah. Because we're going to use that after we do this next round of Buff Titanium to kind of pull the Pink 83 in a little bit. Well, it didn't come out too bad at all. And remember, all flowers will look different, so it's okay if it doesn't come exactly like how you're picturing it to be. Sometimes I'm too lazy to even get my brush. There we go. And I think I do want to put some more yellow ochre in there. I think the Buff Titanium lightened it too much. That's okay though. We can always put it right back in there. Yeah. There we go. And then where's that pink again? Because I see a spot where I want to fix it a little bit. There we go. That didn't come out too bad. Alright, so let's do down here because this will be like secondary petals and I want them to be dark-ish. Now here, because of her hair, there's just no sense in, well, I'll do the black fade in, but there's no real sense in trying to outline these. I don't know why I'm doing it. Smack me, guys. Come on through that camera and smack me. I'm over here doing something I don't need to do. There we go. It still looks pretty good, though. I kind of like it. Okay, then here's my pink. Alright, where's my black? There we go. Like I said, it's just handy. Maybe if I wasn't on film, I would get up to go get some grays, but it's okay. I'm not going to cry about it. But it is something you guys can do if you wanted to. Just remember to go lightly. And all you're doing is darkening up your main color. It doesn't necessarily work for lighter colors, I've seen. Or I found out. It didn't look like it worked for lighter colors. Anyway. But it does work for your darkest value color. Alright, and then let's do Pink 83. I'm going to grab that reddish again here. Here we go. I'll get my brush out. Also, too, if you put expensive pencils like these in your mouth, please be careful not to use too much tooth. Don't ruin your pencils. Just because you didn't want to put it down. This time I think I'm just going to keep it down here and up high. And use the buff titanium to bring it in together. I don't know about you, but I kind of enjoy making every petal different. Kind of like, it takes, not only does it take a little bit of pressure on making everything look perfect, takes it off, it also just creates a little bit more atmosphere of fun because you're sitting there thinking, well, I did one petal this way, what can I do to the next petal? And to me, that's a lot of fun. And I'm just going to go ahead and put on a couple layers here while I'm up here with this color. I'm going to do some small circles in this area rather than the flick. There we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and sharpen it again. There we go, that beautiful sharp point. Get me another water out here. I am an artist of many waters. I should have known it was only a matter of time before I would spill one. Alright. I'll try to pull that up and pull it down. And really, I could barely see it with the luminance. And you know how expensive these are, right? When I pull the darker color down of everybody but Prismacolor, I barely notice any difference. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that before. And when you use your Prismacolors, you can physically see the Prismacolor pulling the lighter one pulling the darker one down. Oh, I love this tip. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. I really missed my old doll. I might order a couple more because it looks like they do break down occasionally. Even if you clean them really good, which is fine. They're still worth the money. You still get your money's worth, because other sharpeners like that, sorry, the cat came in, other sharpeners like that, they cost a lot more than $20 some, and I cannot vouch as to whether they're any good or not. That's not something I can vouch for. They cost a heck of a lot more. I would hope they lasted a heck of a lot longer. If they do, let me know. Let me know what your favorite sharpener is. The Doll 133 is still my favorite. Although I do kind of like the Derwent battery-powered one, as well as the AFMAT. The only problem with those two is they don't necessarily fit every pencil, whereas the Doll fits every pencil I have. Big and small. Square, rectangular, hexagonal, doesn't matter. Alright, let's try pulling again. I don't know if you guys notice a difference, but it really takes me to look for a minute or two to notice the difference. Excuse me. When I pull on the darker color. But that looks really good so far, I think. Here's my little brush. Alright. Then darken my yellow ochre back up. I think that one was actually supposed to be apricot. That's okay. And while I'm in here, I'm going to put another layer of yellow ochre in the middle. Just to kind of make it a little brighter and pretty. Alright, apricot. Let's draw some lines. There we go. So they look like little stems. Okay. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and put a middle line in this one too. A thin one. There we go. Looking good. At least I hope you guys think so too. Excuse me. I think I'm going to leave that petal alone for now. Just because the bee's on there. Maybe. Nah, let's do it. Let's not be scared of the petal just because there's a little bee on there. At least he can't really sting. Yay! And one nice thing, this flower just made me realize I missed just a little spot of hair in there. So I'm going to go back and get that dark color out. See, mistakes can be made. But as long as there's fun to be had, that's all that matters. There we go. And then pink. Oh, I'm liking it. So far, I am liking this bad boy. Alright, apricot. And if you notice I don't put as many layers on the background ends, it's because you really don't have to. It's so small and so tiny, nobody's going to notice. And it's not like we're doing this for professional work, you know what I mean? We're just doing it for fun. F-U-N. Fun. Okay. Trying to determine if that's part of the bee or part of the flower. Okay, that's part of the bee right there. There we go. Let me put my black down here. I think this one's just going to be darker because the bee's putting a shadow over it. Okay. So we probably won't have that much buff titanium over here. And don't get upset if you accidentally cover up a piece of, like, say if you're doing this picture and you accidentally cover up a leg of the bee or one of the little shoots of the middle of the flower. Never fear. It's okay. Because you know what? I just covered up a piece of the bee's leg. Now, there's a couple of things you could do. This is a pretty dark color, so I don't know if I can erase it out or not. That was pretty good. Let's put a little bit of white in there. There. Should have put my glasses on for this one. I did not see it being so small to be an issue. My issues need tissues. All right, next color. Be that pink again. There we go. Try to stay away from the bee's leg since I was so good at it last time. Okay. And then we'll pull this in a little bit right here. And then we're going to bring the purplish red back out here and do this little spot right there. Okay, and then last but not least, the buff titanium. And it probably still looks like white paper to you guys. Sorry about that. Or maybe you could see it. I have no idea. I won't know until I watch the video. But it definitely gives kind of a pinkish yellow, white kind of mixture. Here. Also, too, if you plan on coloring, like the mistake I made on the bee's leg, it's not hard to find a darker color to kind of like just go in and go over it too, to kind of completely block out your boo-boo, cover up your boo-boo, your mistake. Woo, which was just about to drop that pencil. I would have cried over that one. I hate dropping pencils. I swear I gotta check buff titanium every time, make sure I didn't accidentally pick up white somehow. Because it's up here. Alright. Even though it's a hand crank, oh, guys, I can't say enough good things about the doll. 133. Really, really can't. And you know, as often as I'm having to sharpen these luminants, I think that's what's going to give the Derwent Light Fast their edge, is you don't have to sharpen them as often. Not only that, they are oil-based, something I just recently learned, yet they feel soft and creamy like a wax base, kind of soft and creamy. But they're still nice and strong. Alrighty. And then let's get on to flower petal here. Trying to determine. I don't think that's part of the bee. Bee. Speaking of Derwents, let's come in here and darken these guys up. Then maybe put some in here again. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and stick, since they're under the bee, I'm going to stick with direct black. For the stems. There. I'm going to go ahead and call this part of the flower. If you think it's part of the bee, let me know in the comments below. But I'm going to go ahead and call it part of the flower. of course, just a couple layers of the purplish pink and the pink. Or purplish red and the pink. Maybe just one layer of the purplish red, because buddy... I'm sorry, the pink, because buddy, that's a good creamy color. Yikes. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I think I'm okay with that. Because it looks like it's just an extension of that petal to me. Okay. We may not have time to do the leaves, which is okay. We can always do them in another video. I just don't want to make the videos too long for you guys. And I promise, one of the things I plan on doing this year is learning how to edit videos. I'm just going to get a helper for that to teach me. I heard it's pretty self-explanatory on YouTube, but it just helps to watch somebody do it once or twice, and then I'll get the feel for it. I'll get the feels. And then maybe we can do some speeding up. Heck, I might even try it with this one. I don't know how to set it to music, though. Not at all. Not even close. Don't even know what music to pick. Like, what kind of music can I pick? Do you really want to see something that's like a silent, like almost like a silent movie going fast? There we go. Alrighty. Now let's get our pink 83 in here. I mean, we're coming along good on the flower itself. There we go. Gotta be careful to go around this bee here. I've already colored in a piece of him once. Don't need to be doing it all the time. I think this time I'll make the walls kind of short. And put in a bunch of that buff titanium. A couple layers of this. A couple few layers, whatever. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear the scratching. The sound of the pencil putting its hard-earned pigment down. Okay, let's go ahead and get this colored in first. And then we'll start trying to pull it. Okay, now here on this one, I can see it pulling. Huh. Maybe it's just been in the light the brightest and the best. Or it's got the best, brightest, whatever light. Okay, there we go. I think we might actually get this flower done. I'll put just a little bit down here. It looks just kind of like a shadow shaded area to me. Alright, some pink. Alright, right around this little piece of stamina, whatever you want to call it. The part where the bee gets the nectar. It's been so long since I've had to worry about the anatomy of a flower. There we go. I'll put just a little bit more pressure on here because I really want these to pull down this time. Okay. Alright, where's my purplish red? There we go. Kind of darken that area up. And this area. There we go. And here we go, buff. Let's do the buff. Yep, I can see it pulling down. And what I mean by pulling is going just a little bit into the darker color, And of course, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see the crumbs. I'm going to wipe them off here real quick. But just going up a little bit into the darker color and down. Up and down. So what you're doing is you're pulling that color out. That one was a little hard. And you're supposed to do it with like kind of light pressure. And just pull, pull, pull until you start seeing results. I'm going to put a little more color on there. Maybe that'll help it get pulled. Right there isn't doing anything. Okay. There we go. And not super light pressure, but kind of like almost medium pressure. It's kind of hard to explain. But it does pull the color, the darker color, in more towards the lighter color. It just gives it a more natural look, I think. That side just isn't going to work for me. Doesn't always work for me. Still new to this. Okay. Let's make sure I got all the whites of the paper. Get all these areas. Make sure I'm around all the little buds. Bud. And then sharpen this pencil. There we go. I love that point. I don't know what you guys think, but I love that point. Yeah, let's do some buff titanium sharpening. 1 or 2 turns. 3. Not as good as a point, but I don't want it to be like super pointy either, because I want to be using it mostly for pulling the color down. But it does give the flower a nice glow. I'm very happy with this. Alright. And let's go ahead and do both sides. There. And I love doing the outline too. It just, I don't know, it gives a kind of a crispness. I don't know if that's like hurts or assists any realism in your colorings. That thing's gonna get in the way. What I'm doing here is just putting in some of the darker color. So when I put the pink 83 down, it will kind of be just a darker area, like a shadow. Okay. All right, pink 83, come on out and play. Yeah, that looks, I'm liking it. I can dig it. There we go. A little bit here too. And then let's put this down for a second and do the black. That's another thing I like about polychromos. I could do that. And the tip isn't going to break. Could you imagine if I did that? Just do the drop on the pencil so you can put it further down on your hand. If you did that to a Prismacolor, oh my gosh, you'd flatten that sucker, if not break it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to knock Prismacolors. Even though I did have a really tough time at the beginning of the year of the 2021. I had a really tough time just getting a set that was good. I'm going to turn her around. That thing's driving me nuts. Okay. I like the stiffness of the board because I can kind of lay it at an angle while I'm coloring. I'll turn it back around. There. But it's just kind of hard to maneuver, especially when you're trying to film. I mean, if I wasn't trying to film, I'd just be all over the place with this board. But I like the angle it gives for coloring. Oh, I love this so much. I'm loving how this flower is turning out. The petals are cute. And the center is cute. And the bees even gonna look so cute on it. All right. Buff titanium, here we go. And for this, I'm just putting in the initial color. And then, of course, on the purplish red, I want to make sure I zero in these colors here and have the white of the paper filled up. At least pretty good anyway. Always look for more. Because I find that you could, especially on the Spring Hill paper, you could just keep on putting layers. I don't know where it ends. I haven't figured it out yet. With both kinds, both oil and wax-based pencils. See, look at that pink pull in that purplish red. That was cool. Okay, in you go. Come on. Right on top of it. There you go, buddy. All right, and then catch a drink. And what I'm thinking I might do, because pictures like this take so long, is I might finish a lot of it, like the other flower off camera, the other leaves off camera, and then we can do the bee and the butterfly together in the berries. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, we've already done some leaves, and I'll do one for this video too. I think it'll be enough time without being extremely too long. Let's see here. All right, where's my apricot? Ow. Pointy, pointy pencil. There we go. Put another layer of yellow ochre in here. And then I don't think we need the purplish pink anymore, but we'll do a little bit more pink. There we go. Not looking bad. Not looking bad. All right. And of course I may put some more layers and stuff on this one off camera too. Straighten them out a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. It looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Should we try adding some more layers or just let her be? All right, let's go ahead and do a leaf on here after I fill in the white of the paper on this one. There we go. I missed. So yeah, I think I am going to go back through them and make sure that I get everything. Because look at that. They keep taking layers and taking layers. I mean, it's seriously putting down another layer. And it's not having a problem with it at all. But all right, let's get back to the greens here. Let me put the Derwents up so they're not flinging around while I do the leaf. So once again, it'll be the Caran Luminance Spring Green 470, and then Grass Green 220, and then Dark Sap Green 739. And I'm going to go ahead and start backwards on this one too. After I sharpen these, goodness gracious, when was the last time I sharpened these little things? that. Look at that beautiful point. Beautiful point. All right. I mean, they're not that bad, but you can get a really beautiful point out of that doll. There we go. It does leave a few crumbs, but I'm not going to cry about it. Don't care. It works. Yay. There we go. Look at that. That's so pretty. Okay. All right. Let's do this one. There. And I'm going to use the dark sap green to kind of outline the leaf. And remember, all the leaves don't need to look the same either. Just like the flower petals and the flowers themselves. We'll just do this right here. Gosh, these are so smooth. I'm just going to put a little bit down here because it's kind of got a dark shadow down here. There we go. Oh, and a little bit right here. A little bit of a dark shadow. Alrighty, and then for my mid-tone will be the grass green. Gosh, this thing is so buttery. It really is. Some of them I have seen. I don't know if any of you have the luminance, but if you do, did you notice that some of them feel more buttery than others? Because I sure have noticed that. And it's usually like predominantly in the greens. Like it's really dominant in the greens. I kind of noticed it in the pinks too. Like that regular, like the pink 83 there was super buttery. And it's not that the others weren't, it's just that that one was more buttery. Okay, let me get some of the crumbs off here. And then last but not least, spring green. I really love using this for a highlight light tone. It is really pretty. Okay. I'm sure there's a bunch of other greens I could use in other sets. Like the Prismacolor set. I kind of have to agree with some of my other fellow artists that the cat kicked my foot. Weird. That Prismacolor has one of the best selections of greens. I think pretty much only rivaled by the likes of the Black Widows. Speaking of which, I got to the store today because I needed more of those protective sleeves for my new swatch chart. And I decided to go ahead and get some other odds and ends things that I needed. Like, I went ahead and got some labels, some proper labels for my drawers, and of course went label happy on the rest of the area. And then of course I got what are those things? Paper clips, so I can start marking my spots in the books that I don't tear the pages out of or I don't copy on the printer. Because I got a couple works in progress in the Maria Troll and Joanna Bassford books, and I normally do not take the pictures out of those. But it's hard to keep track of them too because I don't have them bookmarked. So I'm going to get some. I don't remember who I seen that from. They used paper clips for bookmarks too. And I wish I could give them credit. I want to think it was Pamela from Pamela's Passion for Pencils. That's who I want to think it was. I'm almost positive it's her. In case it's not, sorry to whoever gave me the great idea. But it is a great idea. I'm going to use those as bookmarks so I can pull my pages up. I swear it was her though. But I want to make sure somebody gets proper credit. All right, there we go. Okay, and if you guys have already stayed with me this long, let's do one more leaf. Just to make it even. There we go. And I'm sure this has been a pretty long video. But I'll tell you what, I think it's a lot of fun. Especially if some of my viewers, you guys, are following along. I think that would be pretty friggin' spectacular. And I would love to see your artwork. I just need to either build an Instagram account or a Facebook group or something so we can all showcase our artwork. That'll be another thing I'll be working on in 2022 is kind of expanding a little bit. There. So that we can share with each other. If you guys want, let me know in the comments below if you don't want to. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It's just something I thought would be fun to do because crafting together is just a lot of fun. I think. And I've been trying to find more people to craft with. And I love the Facebook groups, both Coloring Blisses and Pamela's Passion for Pencils. Oh my gosh, there's just some beautiful colorings in those. And then occasionally you'll see the painting or the hand-done colored pencils, drawings of somebody's. And you're just like, wow. And you got to kind of like put yourself in check and remember those guys have way more experience than you. They've been at it for years and years and years. Or I got to put myself in check and not you guys. Like, I'll never be that good. Don't think like that because someday you just never know. If you keep at it and keep practicing, we're going to get better. Okay, guys? We will get better and better and better just as time flies by. There we go. Okay. And I look forward to that. And I also look forward to the many mistakes in between. I don't care. So we make some mistakes along the way. We'll be all right. And for these, I might put some more layers on later. But I know that for those of you who have stuck through the entire video with me, it's probably been a long one. But I hope we had a lot of fun today. I know I did. I hope you guys had a lot of fun today too. If anything, just watching the flower get colored. Where's my eraser? I see where I smudged a little bit of color here. We'll see if I can get it off. There we go. But hopefully, you know, sometimes I like to watch videos of people coloring too. You never know what neat little ideas you might come up with while you're watching them color. You just never know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please hit the like button if you did. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. And you all have a most wonderful rest of your day. And of course, always feel free to leave comments below in the comment section. Take care and happy coloring. Bye.